welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative runs in coordination with our website rajiasacademy.com. On our website, in the mains answer writing section, you can click and you'll find a list of questions which are very similar to the questions that UPSC and State Civil Services asked in the mains exam. So you can choose any of the questions, especially the question that we are discussing today, and you can write your answer on that question, share it in the comment section below. And our team will evaluate your answer and respond back to you with their feedback within 48 hours. So that's how the initiative works. Yesterday on our YouTube channel, in the current affairs discussion for social issues, population explosion and India being the most populous country by 2023 was discussed in detail. So regarding that, a question has been put in that India is projected to surpass China as the world's most populous country in a few years. Discuss the challenges of rising population and suggest solutions. So though it appears to be a very long question, it is in fact a very simple question. So India is projected to surpass China as the world's most populous country in a few years. This is the statement given to you. This is the background on which you have to frame your answer. So this should be talked about. The population explosion and increasing population in India, ये आपके आंसर में होना चाहिए. इसके बारे में आपके पास डेटा या कुछ फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स होने चाहिए जो आप अपने आंसर में डाल सकें. Then discuss the challenges of rising population and suggest solutions. तो basically आपको दो parts में इस question को answer करना होगा. पहले आपको rising population के challenges देखने होंगे. What are the challenges associated, and then give your own solutions or the solutions which you have been reading about. So let's begin. First of all, we'll choose the first paragraph as our introduction. In the introductory paragraph, what you can do is जो आपके question में first statement है उसको यूज़ में लाइए, उससे रिलेटेड कुछ लिखिए, उस टॉपिक के बारे में थोड़ा सा एक्सपैंड कीजिए. सो वी हैव दिस डेटा फ्रॉम यूनाइटेड नेशंस वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स 2022 विच सेज दैट बाय 2023 इंडिया इज बिकमिंग द मोस्ट पॉपुलस कंट्री ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो हियर यू हैव द नेम ऑफ यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑल्सो. एक इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स या इंडेक्स की रिपोर्ट है. सो इट इज़ अ वेरी गुड डेटा टू स्टार्ट योर आंसर विद. ऑल्सो there is some other data regarding total fertility rate. They say that total fertility rate has gone down to 2.1 or even lower than that, but population is still increasing. Population will still continue to increase because a lot of women are in their reproductive age. So even if couples are choosing to have just one child, still the population of India will increase because there are a lot of couples like that. So last year, India reached a significant demographic milestone for the first time as its total fertility rate slipped to 2, below the replacement level fertility of 2.1, that is children per woman. As per the National Family Health Survey, the population will continue to grow for 3 to 4 decades. So stability अभी नहीं आई है, अभी population बढ़ेगी. Owing to the population momentum, that's what we call the population momentum, that large number of women are there in the reproductive age. So a lot of population will increase owing to the population momentum. Don't forget to use this term in your introduction or in your answer and underline it there related to population questions. This is a very good term. Then moving on, now you have explained that why population is increasing in India. आपने data दे दिया है, आपने बता दिया है कि क्यों बढ़ रही है और कब तक बढ़ेगी. And this growth in population comes with various challenges. Now using this linkage point, we can move to answering the first part of our question, which is about challenges of population growth in India. Challenges of population growth means what are the side effects? इससे क्या problems हो सकती हैं? So the first problem would be on environment and ecology. Environmental and ecological consequences होंगे. There is an increasing pressure on land holding, land, water, forest resources, land holding, collapsing fisheries, shrinking forests, rising temperatures, rising sea levels, and India is a peninsular country. If sea levels rise, then there will be lesser land available for our population to habitate on. Loss of plant and animal species. So these are the problems, these are the broad problems that will come. Also you can say that urbanization की वजह से बहुत problems होंगी because a lot of people are moving from rural areas to urban areas, and this population growth in urban areas, it is not planned. Since it is not planned, so this basic amenities waste disposal, sewage disposal, that is missing, and increasing waste generation at homes and offices is decreasing the quality of lifestyle and increasing problems like pollution. And there are other health consequences also. The next one is poverty. See, right after independence, since independence, if we talk about the poverty rate, the percentage of poor people has gone down in India, but the actual population of poor people in India has increased. This is because actual population of India has increased. So जैसे जैसे लोगों की तादाद बढ़ती है, जो अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज हैं उनके ऊपर बहुत स्ट्रेस बढ़ जाता है. उस स्ट्रेस की वजह से देर आर ओनली लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल, लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी ऑफ रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल, ड्यू टू विच a lot of people are being sidelined from that availability, from that chunk they are being sidelined, and that pushes them into poverty. So it persists in urban and peri-urban areas. Awareness about their glaring inequities in close to urban setting may lead to social unrest. As you can see, कोई भी city हो where good number of jobs are available, so that city expands due to urbanization. It expands. उसके peripheral areas में कुछ ना कुछ settings हो जाती हैं. Either slums develop or semi-urban areas come up. Older rural areas are converted into semi-urban areas, and this this development does not go hand in hand with the development that is being provided by the government. तो इस वजह से glaring inequalities होती है. You move from one sector to another, or you move from that center of the city to the peripheral areas. Inequality बहुत ज़्यादा दिखती है, and social unrest, the rate of crimes, it increases due to this process. So this is a side effect. Poverty is a side effect of overpopulation, of increasing population, and social unrest follows that. The next one is labor, employment and manpower. See, almost 70% of Indian population still depends on agriculture. तो agriculture के लिए अपनी employment पर वो जो लोग depend करते हैं, they have their further generations also who have some amount of education or good quality education, let's say. So these people, they will not go back to farms to work. With already rising levels of unemployment, with already lesser number of jobs available, this remains a question. Handling labor, employment and manpower. On the one hand, skilling or vocational education is required. They need to upskill from time to time, and on the other hand, jobs need to be provided. So in most of the states, non-farm employment in rural areas has not grown very much. जो outside the farm employment opportunities, they have not grown very much and cannot absorb the growing labor force. So this is a problem due to rising population. Job opportunities are available, but there are a lot of people behind just a few jobs. Next is water supply. See, we have good quality and good amount of water resources, but वही चीज़ है क्योंकि resources limited हैं और population बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है. So our water resources, they are also over exploited. They are in fact the height of water resources, that is decreasing by around 3 centimeters every year. Also water withdrawal is higher than water recharge. जितना रेन वाटर से या ग्लेशियर्स की मेल्टिंग से वाटर रिचार्ज होता है हमारी रिवर्स में या लेक्स में, वो बहुत कम है एज़ कम्पेयर टू द अमाउंट दैट फ्रॉम जितना एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है. एंड ग्राउंड वाटर ऑल्सो, ग्राउंड वाटर रिचार्ज इज़ नॉट टेकिंग प्लेस. बहुत सारी ऐसी सिटीज़ हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी जगहें हैं जहाँ पे ग्राउंड वाटर एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए आपको बहुत डीप जाना पड़ता है एज कम्पेयर टू अर्लियर. सो ग्राउंड वाटर एक्सट्रैक्शन, ग्राउंड वाटर ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन हैज़ बिकम अ प्रॉब्लम. वाटर इज़ बिकमिंग अ वेरी स्कार्स रिसोर्स in India, and that is due to overpopulation. The next one is food security. See, the quality of water and quantity of water is going down. The quality of water is going down because whatever water was available, that has been over exploited. So अब जो पानी है, either there are high levels of lead or arsenic in that water, so that is not good for health, one. Secondly, agriculture is seeing water scarcity. There is lesser water available for agriculture, and agriculture is the main consumer of water in India. So both lack of water and waterlogging could have adverse impact on India's food production. Secondly, India का जो arable land है, that has been used to a very big extent. Now our land holdings are small. We have small and marginal land holdings on which वेस्टर्न टेक्नोलॉजी इज़ नॉट वेरी एप्ट टू बी यूज. अगर एक छोटा फार्म है तो आप उसमें एक बड़ा ट्रैक्टर नहीं घुसा सकते एंड अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी एग्रीकल्चर की इम्प्रूव नहीं हो सकती. सो there is a lot of research required, a lot of research is going on also, but more research is required in producing higher quality food grains, or seeds have to be produced which can yield lots of quantities of food grains even on small patches of land. So food security is going to be a big problem. The next one is economic implications. Economic implications they come because if a lot of people will be unemployed. See, we have this demographic advantage here. Most of the people who are in this population explosion, they are young. Almost 50% of people are young, so they can be skilled, upskilled, and employment opportunities दी जा सकती हैं. But if these opportunities are not given at the right age, at the right time, one, it might lead to social unrest. It might lead to a lot of diseases, especially psychological disorders. Thirdly, it will have an economic burden on the country, on the government in other ways. The challenge is to develop these human resources through appropriate education and skill development and utilize them fully by giving them appropriate jobs with adequate emoluments. So this is the challenge. The next one is migration, whether it is intra-country, interstate हो सकता है, या or you can talk about the problem of brain drain also here. One, when migration happens between states, तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा लोग जिन states में कम opportunities available हैं वहाँ से move करके अच्छी opportunities वाली states में जाते हैं. They move to states which have good opportunities. The resources at the target states might not be adequate to address these needs of these people, the needs of these people. In the short run इनको economic advantage तो मिलता है, but in the long run they'll need to have a permanent house, they'll need to have a permanent residence, they'll need to have their own vehicles to support their lifestyle, they'll start their families. So addressing all that, उस सबको manage करना, that is a big challenge for the government of India, for the government of most of the states. And the second thing that comes here is migration, because lesser opportunities are available for people, there are more people competing, so a lot of skilled manpower is deciding to migrate from India to other countries. So given the combination of high population growth, low literacy and lack of employment opportunities in the poorly performing states, there is increasing rural to urban migration as well as interstate migration, especially of unskilled workers. The eighth one is the health impact of demographic transition. See, food security has been ensured by India, but our food grains are contaminated with fertilizers, with the use of chemical pesticides. There are a lot of allergies and diseases coming in because of the consumption of these food grains. Secondly, our water is contaminated, our resources are contaminated. Thirdly, when unemployment levels rise and competition rises, psychological disorders, mental health issues are on the rise. Fourthly, when there is so much overpopulation, there is lesser space for people to actually interact, to focus on their health. So lifestyle diseases are increasing. In fact, India is slowly becoming the lifestyle diseases capital of the world. We have the highest number of cases with diabetes and heart patients of the world already. So these are the problems that need to be tackled with, especially when it comes to lifestyle diseases and mental health disorders. Also, in the next few years, now our population is young, but in the next few years, in the next 3 to 4 decades, this population will become older. So there will be a lot of dependence. And जो old age में problems होती हैं, चाहे diseases होते हैं या और issues होते हैं, so they have to be tackled with. Our health infrastructure needs to be prepared. It has to be ready. Secondly, on the other hand, we need to have some social security schemes for these people. There are like pension schemes, new pension schemes, and new pension scheme or old age pension schemes are there, but these have to be people have to be made aware that this is the future we are heading towards, and adequate facilities, adequate infrastructure needs to be generated. Now we'll talk about the solutions here. So the first solution that comes is that minimal essential needs of the vulnerable population, they have to be assured. For example, we saw in the COVID-19 pandemic also, बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि vulnerable category में fall करते हैं, चाहे कोई pandemic हो या कोई natural disaster हो. These people, their lives, their economic opportunities, their livelihoods gets impacted the first. So whether they are undernourished, whether they come from poor backgrounds, or they come from lower social status, so they steps will have to be taken to provide minimum essential needs of the vulnerable migrant population, especially जो ये ration cards, national availability of ration cards or national portability of ration cards. This has been done that any ration card of any state can be used in some other state also for availing food grains. This is a very positive step in this direction. The second one is the challenge of unemployment. Vocational education, skill training, quality education, and coupled with employment in industry and increasing the level of industrial penetration that we have in India. Jobs are still available only in few cities, few states all over the country. So this migration, this has to be stopped. It has become a norm that after completing certain kind of education, kids leave their houses, they leave their parents back and they move to bigger cities for jobs. But this is not a norm. It has become a norm for our country, but this is not how normal life or a normal country should run like. So we need to have employment opportunities in all parts of India, especially when it comes to states. There needs to be some parity. So even if migration is there, it is not that long kind of migration that entire family structure disrupts and the economy disrupts. So this has to be there. The next one is research and biotechnology. We studied about this. The research and biotechnology for producing more efficient food grains, good quality, which require lesser fertilizers, lesser chemicals, and which can feed the growing population. The next one is there are underperforming states. बहुत सारे नीति आयोग के भी indices आते हैं where some states are there in which total fertility rates are still above 3 or around 4. So these states have to be targeted. यहाँ पर जो policies हैं, family planning schemes, they have to be revamped, they have to be increased in their quality and implementation. That has to be there on one hand. Secondly, the vulnerable population, their needs have to be addressed, their employment, their education, their skill training, that has to be addressed. So the poor and populous states must make concerted advances in women's literacy, health and participation in the workforce, emulating the achievements of the good performing states. The next one is when it comes to urbanization, implement schemes which deal with planned urbanization. There is a smart cities mission, there is piped water for all, there is Make in India which provides more job opportunities, there is Amrut mission, planned cities, and adhering to the sustainable development goals. Every state, every district should move towards adhering to the sustainable development goals which provides welfare for all. So moving on from here, the next one is making agriculture remunerative. Yes, we had this target of doubling farmers' income by 2022, but to start with, even if the farmers' income is doubled or it has been doubled, वो जो basic income भी है farmers की, that is also very less. And when that basic income gets doubled, वो भी adequate income नहीं है एक family को feed करने के लिए. So agriculture has to be made remunerative, whether it comes to export or the quality. Things have to be changed when it comes to Indian agriculture because a lot of our population depends on it and we are agriculture based country. हमारा बहुत सारा GDP भी agriculture पे depend करता है. We cannot give up on agriculture in this transition. And keeping food prices stable on the other hand, when consumers go to the local markets to buy foods or farmers market to buy vegetables, these things should be made affordable. So government has to come in to check the prices also and to assure good quality, good livelihood and good quality for farmers also. The next one is managing forest and water resources, but because they cannot come back for future generations, this management has to be there. Willful implementation of sustainable development goals must assume center stage in policy making. The eighth one is about the old population that India will see in a few decades. So policies have to be implemented for them. There has to be robust social, financial and healthcare support system for old people. The focus action should be on extensive investment in human capital, on older adults living with dignity and on healthy population aging. So in the conclusion, you can say that our total fertility rates are obviously like around 2.1 or below that. Yes, there are some questions with regards to some states, but population explosion or increasing population is not such a severe problem now. This is these are the lines which these are excerpts from the Hindu article which was recently published about that we need to move from checking population or from population control to assuring good quality lifestyle. So now it is time that we focus less on population increasing or lesser policies towards that, but on assuring good quality lifestyle, healthy aging for the people we already have, assuring that they live disease free life, healthy life, and they have all the amenities available which a dignified individual should have. So that should be the aim of government policies now. So this is your full answer. This answer has been updated on the website. You can visit it through the link in the description below. Read the answer for yourself, write your own answer, add your points and share it with us. Also, the question for today is about explain what is ethanol blending and what are the various generations of ethanol. So this is a very simple question. Ethanol blending and ethanol, various generations of ethanol have been in news. So they will take just 4 lines, one first generation, second generation, 3G and 4G. So talk about that. Analyze the environmental and ecological benefits of ethanol blending of petrol in India or of fuel in India. So ecological and economical benefits, so that have to be taken in consideration when you're writing about this answer. Post your answers. The discussion for this question will take place on Monday at 9 p.m. So I'll see you there, and all the best. Keep working hard.